Okay, so what does it mean for you personally and in your practice to be Aghor?
Yeah, for me, like, as I told you, I've been practicing the real Aghor. Right?
Kindness.
Yeah, trying to be kind with everybody,
Right.
having tolerance and patience, developing this kind of qualities, and practicing kindness, practicing love, right? And no hatred. Practicing love, kindness, compassion for all living creatures, right? So, and also helping, doing seva, service to those who need, right? To better their lives, to clear their fog. They have this, so, to blow away the fog so that they'll understand the world much better and be much more happier than becoming sad all the time. Most people are not happy. They just fake sometimes happiness just to show it to other people, but that is not real happiness, right?
There's
You really-
suffering in
yes,
samsara.
suffering. This is what is there. Still people are suffering. There's so much dukkha, and people still cannot find release because they have forgotten Buddha. This is the reason. And they are all running after something which is not real. Right?
Yeah, they've forgotten that everything is impermanent.
Yeah, they don't realize that it is not permanent.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is changing.
Big misconception.
Yes, every second, every minute, everything, the whole universe is evolving.
And everything they hang on to will dissolve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is what they make mistake, right? They cannot let it go.
Yeah.
They keep on hanging on to their past, right? It may be something good or something bad, and so the other side, which has you have to go forward, is like no place, like it's stuck.
So, what is your advice to people who are feeling unhappy?
Yeah, they need to learn to live their life. Living is an art, and we need to learn this art, right? And to learn this art, you need to have good education too, like to understand the world around you. So living is an art, and we need to learn how to live this art and how to be happy. What happiness is. When we live it only, then we'll know it. Otherwise, we will not, if we just turn a blind eye to things that are more relevant, more important, where you need to focus, and you just turn your blind eye to that subject, that means you are trying to avoid something that is real. Like if I start talking to you about death, then you say, I don't want to hear about that. Please don't talk about it. That means the person is missing the whole wisdom, right? The truth, because that person is denying something she doesn't understand. And the thing that person has to do is to not deny, but to go into the darkness and find there are no ghosts in the darkness.
Yeah.
Young people, small children get afraid of dark corners. They think like there's something evil there.
Right.
Right? And they just...
But it's all in their
In
mind.
the mind. They visualize
Right.
things in their mind, like...
So they have to become fearless.
Yeah, and to be fearless,
Right.
you got to go to that dark corner.
Yes.
And once you step into that dark corner, you don't find anything, now you're free.
And then you're having light in the darkness.
But if you run away from that
Right.
dark area, that means your fear is going to multiply, many
Yeah.
times, and it's going to hurt you.
Because people are really afraid, more afraid at the moment than...
Yeah, it's mostly fear, because people have a lot of fears about a lot of different things. And so they are always stressed, balked with all this kind of things, and they just cannot think after this. That's why people get frustrated. That's why people kill themselves, because they just cannot come out from this kind of misery and suffering, right? And so this is still existing, and it's becoming worse today. As we look around the world today, what's happening, right? It's really, really, really sick.
Yeah. I mean, people, they really double down and identify with causes
Yes.
and their opinions and
Yes.
their beliefs
Yes.
and their suffering.
Yes,
And
because
so
of
they
this.
invest in it emotionally and in
More
terms
in it.
of ego,
Yes,
and then it just gets deeper and deeper
it
and
does.
creates
does.
more suffering.
Yes, it creates more suffering around you.
And with all the division and tribalism in the world today,
Yes, all division, a lot of it, racism,
yeah,
everyone is a racist.
horrendous
like-
racism right
Yeah.
now, yeah.
And so all this evil things that have been provoked by the evil doers, because they want people to be like that so they can control them. They don't want people to come out of these boxes.
Yeah.
Put them in this boxes, set them forever. So this is what's going on. It's really a sad thing that's happening. But we don't lose hope, because there is always a silver lining, they say, on a dark cloud. So there is hope for everything, right? And I always pray and hope that everything will change and this planet will be saved. It's so difficult to save this planet today. It's people just don't understand what they're doing to this planet. It's really very sad. Scientists, they're discovering, those who are doing research and working on this kind of things, they've discovered a lot of things, like the earth here, and they're saying the pole of the earth is like shifting, changing, yeah. And then
The axis
yeah,
is shifting,
yeah,
yeah.
and they are saying like we need to bring it back to balance, right? We got to move the axis. So how to move this axis? It's right, gigantic, humongous task. And so they are actually trying to read, the science and collecting data and seeing things how they can. And the causes, there are many, many causes, right? It'll be a big list of causes that is happening, right? All the mining, first thing is that, right? Oil, minerals and everything, and the craze,
And the plastic, the pollution,
yes,
and
because of petroleum.
the pollution of the 5 elements.
Yes, all the 5 elements being contaminated by all these things. And then plus,
So when you think of the earth as, the mother, as a living being who is, sort of has perception through the elements, this is a huge assault and abuse of our mother.
yeah, it is, because that's same thing. Like you can compare the Mother Earth with your body, and if things go wrong inside your body, then you will be unwell, right? Sick.
If you can't see or smell or taste.
Yes. So things happen like this. So it's the same with Mother Earth,
Yeah.
right? So much of exploitation is going on. And I just saw one report video, about the scientists who are working on these things. And they have many, and one of them is what they come up with is with the mass of the earth, because the mass is important for that perfect balance that was there before. Now it has shifted, right? So this is because the changing mass of the earth. So, and then they're analyzing everything and they find, India, one place. Because I think India today has the largest population in the world, more than China, so I think.
You mean the weight of people physically?
Not only people, right? People, okay, they are there, right? Okay, they are from the elements itself, and so that's okay. But the construction,
Buildings.
concrete
On the earth.
how much of concrete
That can shift the earth off
yes, so
its axis.
Yes, it's increasing the disbalancing the
Right.
mass of the earth in certain parts of the world, like India. Then China is another. China is like building things like hell in
Right,
their country,
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
pouring so much concrete into it to build this huge, cities.
Skyscrapers.
Yeah, metro. I don't know what kind of cities they call it. And so how much of this concrete building roads and buildings and everything, like how much of mass
Yeah.
it is gathering there in that part of the world. So all these things are there. They were analyzing a lot of things, they are really working. to really know the truth, what's going to happen and how it's
So
going to happen.
when the earth is sick, the earth can't really nurture humankind,
Yes,
and humans also get sick
yes.
energetically.
Yeah, it does. Because once the earth becomes sick, she will try to heal herself, somehow by changing the
By
axis.
shaking things
by
up.
shaking things up or changing the axis totally north, south, north, anything like.
Right.
Like,
Hence
to be more-
climate
Yeah,
catastrophe.
to be comfortable, to get rid of the sickness, like we do. It's the same thing, right?
Right.
So it'll happen. The earth also will react. So when she reacts, things will happen. Earthquakes, floods, yeah, sifting of the poles, drifting of the continents, and what else, right? So it's natural.
Yeah.
So if you don't disturb it, this will not happen, right? So much of land has been eroded away. The trees have been removed.
Yeah, mudslides.
Yeah, and all the mudslides and the landslides. Yeah, it looks like after 1,000 years there won't be any mountains. All will be washed into the sea.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.